Hey guys, just making a video for Candy and the other hunters if they want it, basically just on macros. Now this is going to be my first macro video, and I'm just going to show you the basic ones I use in my marksmanship for raiding. Now Speedy helped me with the vast majority of these, well only one of them, but it basically covers all my shot rotation. Except all my shots basically. So when you take a look at marksmanship spec, so first thing I normally do when I start is cast M&A, which is a macro, and M&A for me is sends my pet into attack and then casts Hunter's Mark. Very nice handy macro, but please remember only to do it once the tank has aggro. Very important. And once I've done that, I will drop Serpent Sting. Now this Serpent Sting macro is the one that Speedy wrote for me, and basically what it does, first line says, if your pet has a target and it exists, so for instance if your pet's alive and your pet has the target and it's in combat, it will cast kill command. Then what it will do is cast an auto shot, and it will not stop casting auto shot while everything else is going on, so you don't have to worry about turning auto shot back on. Then what will happen then is it will cast silencing shot. Now silencing shot in the marksmanship spec is quite handy based on the fact that it does 50% weapon damage, and for somebody like me who has Envoy of Mortality, it's quite nice. And what it does then is also silences the target for 3 seconds, but unless you're on a boss fight and stuff, you don't really need to worry about the silence part unless needed. However, the good thing is it's not on global cooldown, so you can macro it into your shots, so it's basically an extra free shot, and I'll demonstrate that. And then once that's done, I cast Serpent Sting onto the boss. Following on from that, it comes to Chimera Shot, which is exactly the same macro as the Serpent Sting, except all I've done is change the tooltip and the Chimera Shot cast. Then I've gone to Aim Shot, Arcane Shot, and then 3 steady shots. That's my basic DPS. Also here I have Kill Shot. I prefer to click Kill Shot when it comes up. I don't know, it's personal preference more than anything else. So yeah, that's basically my shot rotation macros. These will all be up on our forum, so you can all see them. Then that's a basic shot rotation. I've also got one for multi-shot as well for trash. I think it's really important that you do use all your cooldowns on trash, as most of the raid instances you've got a good 10 minutes between trash and the boss, and unless you have extremely long cooldowns, for instance lay on hands or things like that, but it's not really something a hunter needs to worry about. As untalented, I believe our biggest cooldown is 5 minutes, which is obviously separated between deterrence and rapid fire, so you don't really need to worry about that too much, guys. So following on from that, I go to my cooldown macro. This is what I normally blow when heroism is dropped, to maximise my DPS as best as I can. What it does is it casts Rapid Fire, Call of the Wild, which is from our Ferocity pet trees. Furious Howl as a wolf currently is the best DPS pet that will benefit us, especially you guys in survival. An extra 320 attack power for you guys is gold dust, and with it coming up every 40 seconds, it's a real benefit to you. So it casts that. And then also, just in case, I've got slash cast kill command, just in case, to throw in that little bit of extra DPS in case I'm currently and haven't clicked it due to my short rotation. So blow that, and there's an extra good 20% DPS, possibly, maybe in survival spec even more if you get lock and load procs going, and also expose weakness and master tactician. They all add up. Very good DPS boosts. Then obviously I can drop readiness with a 3-minute cooldown, and when we do heroism, since heroism lasts for, I believe, was it 24 seconds possibly, I think, so I can drop rapid fire, which will last 15 seconds, then drop readiness, bang it again, and in fights like Deconstructor, or fights like most of the old WoW battles at somewhere over the 7-minute mark, unless you're going for hard mode achievements, etc. So I can get 4 rapid fires in, which is really, really nice. So that's definitely a macro you want to have. There is also a Beast or Wrath version, which I will put up for the Beast Mastery Hunters. We do have, I believe, Hunt It is a BM Hunter, so that's in there also. Another one that I do have is my aspect swap macro, which basically just swaps between aspect of the Viper and aspect of the Dragonhawk. Very nice, so if you're faffing around. I've also got a run macro between aspect of the Pack and aspect of the Cheetah. You need a bit of practice on that one, using it in raids, because otherwise you can easily wipe the raid. A good little one that you might want to attach to priests or healers is your Master's Call. Currently I've got my one macroed to Evo, and all it does is target Evo, then cast Master's Call, giving her a few seconds to run around, bubble, heal, whatever she needs to do. Then when I look around my other macros, I have my Disengage macro, which will stop all casting, cast wing clip on the mob, and then disengage away from it, which is normally more than enough time. Once you've disengaged, drop a frost trap, drop a slow trap, whatever you need to, feign death, deterrence, or just for a few seconds, then take it back to the tank. Simple as. I've got that one, and that's exactly what that macro does. And also I have another melee macro, which is a cast sequence of 5 seconds, which casts Mongoose Bite and Raptor Strike, and then once it's off the cooldown, which you can see, it will cast them again, and it just works like that. It's just a spammable macro. And also the other macro I do have for my pets is if I am running with a tenacity pet, such as a bear, a scorpion, etc, etc, I normally take a Rod of Sacrifice, so it gives me an extra 30% bubble for a few seconds, which is quite nice. So yeah, sorry about the creak, it's my chair. So that's also another good macro. So yeah, that covers pretty much the first half of my macros. Besides, yeah, I better tell you about this one before we do go. Very simple macro, slash target your pet, whatever its name is, slash cast misdirect, then add in slash target last target. Now what that'll do is, it's basically an aggro dump for us hunters throughout any fight. Very efficient, keeps our aggro low on the bosses, and if your pet is attacking the boss anyway, as long as growl is off, you should not ever pull aggro or your pet should never pull aggro, since unless you're Beastmaster Respect, your pet's going to be topping out somewhere in the region of about 500 DPS. Now, bear in mind when you look at somebody like Kurt's DPS, you're looking at 2k DPS off a tank. Your pet, it's mathematically impossible to pull aggro, so yeah guys, especially for you Candy, I hope these macros help. There's a listing of them all within this post, and I hope it helps, and I'll post up the second part of my macros in another video once you've gotten used to these. If you need any help applying it to your own specs, just ask. I'm always online, so just shout. Okay guys, thanks a lot, and I hope it helped.